Sorry about earlier. Yeah, I tried to start the stream and life happened. It's always good. Head ups. So there we go. Yeah. So as I was showing, it's been a good couple of weeks. No, nothing crazy. Just my usual rate. Sometimes it's more than that. Now it was alright. First, the record I bought the CD of 25 plus years ago. Hey Michael. Hey Johan. So this is Flying Saucer Attack. The Sally Free and Easy EP on Drag City. So this is like you can hear it's like noise, psychedelic noise, ambient rock, kind of ethereal with this very lo-fi vocals. I really like this. It's one of the few bands from the 90s that are really that defies explanations for me. It's just, I really like it. I don't need to explain it too much. And yes, that was, I guess that was also the conclusion of the quest. Hey Miranda. Yeah, that was the last record I was missing from them that I wanted. There's a few recent ones that are alright, but not necessarily for me. So, more of my current obsession with Hungarian folk music. Katalin Szworak, Migrating Songs. The whole album is great, by the way. Lots of different instrumentations. Some really bad hairstyle. So that was a short one, wasn't it? Oh, Michael, that's interesting. I like some of the of Popol Vuh, especially some unreleased stuff from the past few years. I'd be looking at what is in that box set. We'll see. Too bad, Johan. So, Iannis Xenakis, Greek, French, mathematician, composer. is a piece of from the I believe early 80s, late 70s maybe, 78. And this is my favorite Iannis Xenakis piece. Ah, nice, Jaden. Yeah, it is, Johan. It's the Carl Records release from 2016. I had this on CD. It's an installation that was done for the Parisian Modern Art Museum, Beaubourg, and it's epic. It's a multi-channel composition originally. So here you only got like a stereo, but it's fine by me. So yeah. We can yeah, if you want. I'm just gonna go somewhat quickly through most of these. Well, I'll try. No guarantee. Miranda. Yeah, well, somehow I managed to block him. So I don't even see when he is here. Hey Ed, nice to see you. This is really good, by the way. I love the energy of this. Here's the mad Greek French mathematician. Look at that. Look at that great haircut. Munir Bashir has done one of my absolute favorite records ever. It is in my top 100. It's a record I showed a few times, and because of that, I've been investigating him every now and then, every time I can. He is the master of Iraqi oud, this instrument. And the records I love from him is him with some other instruments. Wind instruments and oud is a perfect combination. This one is solo, just oud. So it's not necessarily as there's less contrast, but it's still really good record. So it's a German record release. Probably can still find it super cheap. Oh hey Alan, guten Abend, bonsoir. So meditation, improvisation of the oud, straight from Baghdad. This is an EP, an album from the mid-90s. It's a compilation.
dead.
It's the fourth time I buy this. I bought this back
I
then
wonder how many more children
when it
will
was
die.
released.
I'm number 5 this year alone. My voice is grown, sifting on high.
And it had a
I
track
suppose
listing
dream
with it.
seems I'm not alone. Another little brother, kid playing kid games, being happy, lies gutted, stomach splattered, as if it mattered our gums when I breathe. And I could feel the cold on my back, but I can't quite make out if this city cares. This could have been your kid going, pow, 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 or yours. Could have tried to rewind time from when the before was here, not the after. The time when I was here, not after I am gone. And I am gone for good and dead. And the only way Georgie's getting out from behind that desk is to pit his story against mine. So it's lead versus plastic, lead versus Play-Doh, lead versus the bouncing rubber ball. It's his story against mine. No, wait, I'm dead. And dead men tell no tale.
So I've been trying to find a copy of this with the track listing,
I'm climbing rooftops
which I
in
lost
the afterlife.
after lending it
Watching
to
little
someone.
kids playing with guns I can only hope are not real. I squint my shuttered eyes, feel the breeze pass right through me, listen to the bump bump.
It's the first time I managed to get it with the original plastic bag. It's a historical record because, as you will hear now, it's the first, to the best of my knowledge, it's one of the very first anti-pop consortium released. At least Priest and Beans. You'll hear it's the coming track, Homeostasis.
Consumed by the glutton of overconsumption, spiraling downward, disintegrating upon impact with the atmosphere. Fear, the new governing body, bring at war with the mind, sight and senses I rise for the sake of riddling. Consumed by the glutton of overconsumption, spiraling downward, disintegrating upon impact with the atmosphere. Fear, the new governing body, burning at war with the mind, sight and senseless I rise.
This compilation was put together by Roger Robinson, a poet who has been working with Kevin Martin quite often with the King Mida sound system project and Techno Animal just throughout the years. But I think that's how I came to notice that record back then in 97 or so.
Change is the only constant. Change is the only constant. To predict the behavior of substance. Change is the only constant. Change is the only constant. Change is the only constant. To predict the behavior of substance. Change is the only constant. Change is the only constant. Change is the only constant. To predict the behavior of substance. Change is the only constant. Change is the only constant. Change is the only constant. To predict the behavior of substance. Change is the only constant. Verbal vasectomy, amplified amputations, aperture emissions, rhythmic jumps at random. Displayed in syntax and synchronized syncopation. Showers on notes new as a fresh minted coin. Mr. Ballbean, the man behind the myth of luminous motion, won't crack under the weight of pretension. Just as distorted as figures seen through broken mirrors provides their pleasure in pain. Vacant, a meal that missed the ingredients. Vagrants do battle over the network hairstyle. Or mics get wiped out clean like hygiene, so I may enjoy the unlimited when eyes are smiling. We bring sight to sing for the mind.
I do.
Sight to sing for the mind. We bring sight to sing for the mind. The mind, the mind, the mind.
Another record from back then that I bought on CD back then, and that's been quite very influential record. Basically, this is kind of also like a post-shoegaze record. Basically, that was for me, My Bloody Valentine meets Scored, like the heavy, dubby beats that were kind of introduced by Scorn, to me at least. So this is the second album from Bowery Electric. Very, very good transitional record for indie music. This was released in '97, I believe. There's a whole remix album of that was fantastic. Really, some of the most relevant crossover music between indie and electronic music back then. Very happy to have found this today, actually. Yeah, it was released by Cranky and Beggar's Banquet. Ah, Benoît! Trop marrant que tu sois là, Benoît. Yeah, I rarely play hip hop, and today twice in a row, in a way. That's cool. Benoît is an old friend. Also a French expat in Sweden. Yeah, so after that album, Bowery Electric had another one that was way more pop and kind of like a 4AD album. Like it sounded a little bit like, I don't know, it wasn't that good. That was like high point with this bass. Ooh. So good. Salut Thomas. No, I moved because of my previous band. This is the first Jem Sirks album on his own label, Cellule 75, which I believe is a reference to Luc Ferrari, the French musique concrète Hörspiel pioneer. Jem Sirks is a side project from Marc Richter from Black to Come, which is a pretty good electronic project. I believe he signed on Frill Jockey. This is more loop based. This is like him using YouTube clips of pop songs and looping them and doing his magic. It's just a nice little record. Well, actually, it's a little more than that. It's actually a pretty good record. Yeah, it is very good, Alan. Yeah, glad you like that. Davis, he's. I'll tell you later, but. Jem Sirks. This is somewhat recent, I believe, like 5 years old. I'm not surprised you like this, Davis. Now, a record I've been after for a very long time. Very, very long time. It recently got reissued, remastered or whatever. So I knew I had to be patient. And of course someone sold his original. Spiritualized Electric Mainline, Pure Phase. The second album from Spiritualized, I love the first album. I liked a few songs on this one, and I hate everything after. And now actually I love this one. So this is just guitar. And no, it's not just guitars actually. It's also very cool synthesizers. But this is like, this is a pop record. This is a pop album. Very, very good. But throughout the record, there's like tracks like that. This is, by the way, Jason Spaceman from the Spaceman 3. That's what he did after the Spaceman 3. Hey, Eddie. Nothing like that now, Dubs. Otherwise, yeah, it won't be fun. I mean it. This is a label I love, for an Italian jazz label, Avant-garde as well. So Burton Green and Alan Silva are soulmates. They are so great together, but they seldom have a great drummer. And with Sonny Murray, this is the more classic track of the record. It's a straight up free jazz record. That also has some Monkian music. The piano. Hey Rob Walker, the only Rob. Yeah, Four always had these great cover arts and package, like really cool, thick inner sleeves with like conceptual art. Really, really like this label, and this record is pretty cool. Hey Fred. Yeah, it's not the most. It's probably one of the least avant-garde jazz record I have. But sometimes you go with. So you got Bert Green on piano, prepared piano, Perks voice, Alan Silva on bass, vibraphone, Perks voice, and Sonny Murray on drums. Like, Sonny Murray is really one of the greatest drummers. I don't know why he's not more celebrated in the US, in Europe. Like, we know how. You can hear it's so free, but oh, this is really cool drumming. Let's make everything sound like the Caretaker.
Ich bin Ophelia, die der Fürst nicht behalten hat. Die Frau am Strick. Die Frau mit den aufgeschnittenen Pulsadern. Die Frau mit der Überdosis. Auf den Lippen Schnee. Die Frau mit dem Kopf im Gasherd. Gestern habe ich aufgehört, mich zu töten. Ich bin allein mit meinen Brüsten, meinen Schenkeln, meinem Schoß. Ich zertrümmere die Werkzeuge meiner Gefangenschaft. Den Stuhl, den Tisch, das Bett. Ich zerstöre das Schlachtfeld, das mein Heim war. Ich reiße die Türen auf, damit der Wind herein kann und der Schrei der Welt. Ich zerschlage das Fenster. Mit meinen blutenden Händen zerreiße ich die Fotografien, die ich geliebt habe.
Featuring Gudrun Gut.
Auf dem Bett, auf dem Tisch, auf dem Stuhl, auf dem Boden.
It's from 1991.
Ich lege Feuer an mein Gefängnis.
Absolutely brilliant record.
Ich werfe meine Kleider in das Feuer. Ich grabe die Uhr aus meiner Brust, die mein Herz war.
Very underrated.
I
shouldn't know about the record.
Gekleidet in mein Blut.
Universität der Toten. Gewisper und Gemurmel. Von ihren Grabsteinen, Kathedern aus werfen die toten Philosophen ihre Bücher auf Hamlet. Galerie, Ballett der toten Frauen. Die Frau am Strick, die Frau mit den aufgeschnittenen Pulsadern und so weiter. Hamlet betrachtet sie in der Haltung
I found today. Never heard about this. This is an Indian pressing, Calcutta. Yeah. No, Alan. So much Bollywood music sounds to me like TV music. This one really sounds like widescreen, and the singing is not too annoying. It's actually good. I wish it was instrumental, but I can appreciate that. That was a good $10 invested. This is from 1988. This is a double LP plus a 7-inch compilation. It was a festival somewhere in the Netherlands, and all the people who played there for 3 years contributed a track to this compilation. Pretty fantastic. This is Monotone, Conrad Becker. I love his stuff. Really he's a science teacher, and he does some really good records, but that was one of an odd end. Really like this. Salut Alex. Yeah, fantastic package. I've been after that for a long time. I found this today, and you really, the thing is, you never find it with a 7-inch. AMZ. Yeah, you got so many. Yeah, there's like Leibar, Zev, SPK, Der Plan, Christian Cozy, Sprung aus den Volken, Michel Banabila, Half a Trio, Einstürzende Neubauten, P16 D4, Étant donné, Club Moral, Legendary Pink Dots, Test Department. It's just like such a great package. This is the first Iskra album. Iskra is a Swedish free jazz collective from the mid-70s up until, yeah, this is from 75. This is their first album. I got 2 others. They are super lefty. It's like a socialist, communist collective. The drummer who plays the cymbals right now here, he was the drummer on the very first Albert Ayler studio session in 1960, I believe. So you will get on this album, it's a double LP. You will get a few compositions like that, kind of very clean Don Cherry-esque, and some straight out mad free jazz mayhem. It's really, really good record. It's on Caprice, which is kind of the Swedish folkways, so it's not that difficult to find. It's not an expensive record. I just was waiting for it to find it in the wild. It took a little while to get it for a good price, but now it's here. Yeah, sorry, Alan. And thank you, Alex, for being my very efficient assistant tonight. Yeah, I got this today as well. Now, a record I would eventually have discovered, but someone of you, some VCR tipped me on that. Very nice cover art. Moths of the Moon. This is a side project from two members of Pram, which is one of my very first love in pop music. And it comes crammed with bonus. This is like the limited edition with like this part of the artwork at the sleeve. It's like a nice insert with the lyrics. An original piece of art, like a collage, Rorschach piece of art, and some cards, and yeah. I'm not like completely in love with it. I didn't like that much the latest Pram record from a couple of years ago. But I'm starting to grow into it a little more. I recently played this weird Birmingham project record where they were featured, and I'm starting to guess what they are about. This like space age pop. It's not very novel. Pram did it already extremely well, like 25-30 years ago. But I'm a sucker for anything Pram, so. Well, like Pram used to have this singer with a falsetto voice and singing, which I really liked. So they're recapturing this now. It's interesting. Yeah, Miranda, it's kind of like space age pop. Now, a drum and bass record from France from 1978. This is a library record from France on the Edition Chicago 2000, Chicago 2000 label. The track is called Small White Paradise, and it was composed by a duo, including a woman who did some other very strange futuristic stuff like that. I mean, yeah, this was released in 78. This is crazy now. Listen to this drum. So again, for those who don't know, the library records that were never sold commercially, that were just sent to production companies, TV, radio, theater, and if you use the track, then you would pay royalties. Yeah, Pram is kind of like a huge inspiration for broadcast, who are also from Birmingham. Crazy. We're getting close to the end then.
Nem arról hajnalik, amerről hajnalod, magam sorsa felől szomorú hírt hallok. Nem arról
More Hungarian
hajnalik,
music.
amerről hajnalod, jöttek a zsandárok, mondták, hogy rab vagyok.
This is so good.
Nem arról hajnalik, amerről hajnalod, eljöttek, elvittek, mondták, hogy rab vagyok. Kivetették reám az elfogadó hálót, úgy elfogtak engem, mint egy halálot.
Hey Paul, no it doesn't. Azemar, I don't know that. You can elaborate. I really love this. I think it's so inspiring. All right. But tell me about Azemar. Ah, okay. Hey Randy. Hey, thanks Paul. Appreciate. So this is a new record. This came out a couple of weeks ago, and this is going to be one of my favorite records of the year, I believe.
Monologue du crooner porté par un oman pris pour un lecteur.
This is a French woman composer, Oiles Ox.
Abattu et serein, le nomade contemple sa tessiture délire.
Running, the under nails running crooner is the name of the record in French. Crooner qui coule sous les clous.
Qui riposte en direct, l'erreur qui vivote à travers.
I love this.
À travers soit la traversée.
Randy, you will be happy to know I finished the cover. That was the hold-up. I wanted to make it really good and to finish. And I think you'll be very happy.
Raccorder les ténèbres, sophistiquer entre elles, truquer ce qui aime, quelle confidence inclue.
Oh, so you heard, Randy, huh? You heard. Yeah, I never drove that many. So good. This was actually released as a cassette last year, and I was madly in love with that. I contacted the artist and offered to release it on vinyl, but someone already had an idea. Good, Randy. Well, who hasn't, Ellen? Haven't you? I sure have. I would be shocked if you said you haven't been as well. I hope you'll like this, Ellen. Oiles Ox. It's a very soul record. Hey, Robbie. Faust, it's been a while. Yeah, thank you. BCCCL, what's your name? I think I know it, but I forget. Yeah, it was fucking great haul. Like, it's 2 weeks of hauls, but really happy with that. Thanks to Bobby, by the way. Bobby helped me with some overseas purchase, including this. Brexit, huh? Bobby, you rule. Det är bra, Toffe. Det är bra, bra. Thank you, Alex, my dear assistant. You'll be rewarded. This was released, by the way, on a label called Death of Rave, which has constantly been a source of challenge, wonder, curiosity in the past 10 years or so now. Like, this is the first record they released that I got. This is one of the major records of the past decade for me. Not easy to listen to. This is Mark Leckie. It's basically field recordings of Fridge with dialogue. It's very strange. Daedalus, the Italian band, right? I don't have it. I know it. I used to have it, and some accident happened. Oh, I love this. It makes me want to slow dance with someone. Yeah, BCC. What's your name again then? Tell me. So it's difficult to address to you that way. Yeah. Oh, the Gabor Lazare Morkfeld. Yeah, it's. By the way, if you're into Morkfeld, they just reissued this. The triple LP of SND from 2008. This is one of the best electronic music post-dance floor, post-club. It was apparently quite hard to get. They just got reissued this week. Bruno. I just might have, Robbie. Alright, 3 minutes more. Unless you guys want something. More 5 sleeves. This is good enough. This is perfectly fine. On my stash. It's crazy, crazy record. Right, how shall we end this? Yeah, good. So anyone has a request? I feel like I can maybe go on the walls. Oh, Tom, good point. Yeah, SND is. I fell in love with SND. I believe in the late 90s. Such a good band. Yeah, so there's still like 28 people here. It's quite surprising to me. So if anyone want me to pick something out of the library. Ah, Alex, huh? I see what you did. This is so good. I can't believe how good this is. This is all for Russell, as requested by Alex. Very, very cool. Funk, disco, white funk. This track is so good, but it's all about the end. The very end of it is genius. So I already got it midway, off through. Yeah, this is, in my opinion, Off Rehearsal is a good choice for people who want to reconcile with disco. He's avant-garde New York composer, cellist, singer. Huge body of work. This is kind of I think it was like a minor club hit. Hear the voice, the male voice, that's him. Love his singing. Arthur Russell. No, I love this part. All right. So what next? Oh yeah, I know what. Let's play some I don't know them, Paul. Subcarpati. Is it some Romanian stuff or Hungary? Bruno, you're reading my thoughts. This is so weird. Bruno just named Richard Ashkirk, and that's what I got on the line here. This is his Virtual State album on Warp from '93. That's how I discovered him. That was the first record of him I got. Oh my God, Richard Ashkirk, Richard H. Kirk from Sheffield, right? Cabaret Voltaire. He died 3 days ago, 65 only. A true innovator. One of the few people in pop music that really brought the literary ideas of William Burroughs into music. Yes, with Exorcist as well, of course. And also Electronic Eye. What else? Xon. Yeah, Sweet Exorcist. And of course, Cabaret Voltaire. And of course, Sandoz. I don't have everything by him. It might look like that right now, but I really like him. I also like the kind of acid house stuff from Cabaret Voltaire. This is really good. This is like total bleep house. This is fucking fantastic on Disque du Crépuscule, the Belgian label. But of course, all the early stuff. So this was when Richard Ashkirk was kind of embracing rhythms from Africa and South America, and trying to build these into some like kind of weird electronic world, heavily influenced by you see, this is the aesthetic, like hackers, like modern surveillance, yeah, like all the ideas of the J.G. Ballard, William Burroughs surveillance. I don't like the new stuff, by the way. The recent stuff that he released, it's alright, but I don't need it. This album, though, I listened to that so much when I was young. Voice of America, yeah. But even the shitty Cabaret Voltaire always has a few. Even this one, Code, like kind of one of their sellout albums, there's at least one really, really good track. Ah, Romain, ça va? Non, ça fait tout stop by. Sir Lancelot, Forward to Poetry, is one of my best friends in France. It's Colin. Yeah, I know him very well. He released years ago one of my earliest tracks, some stuff I did when I was 16 or 17. Yeah, I know them very well. Yeah, it's a sad thing that Richard Ashkirk, he was so active recently. Even if I didn't like the recent stuff, there was he basically became unavoidable. Like everyone seems to have finally embraced him. He released way too much stuff. Like he was super productive. Like he would have one idea and just make 3 albums out of it, and under different names. He probably has some stuff out that no one knows it's him, or apart from a few ones. Applecast. It's a safe space for you here. You won't get hurt. Yeah, Cabaret Voltaire, Richard Ashke. Well, last year one of my favorite records was by Chris Watson, who left Cabaret Voltaire in the early 80s to form Harvard Trio. Yeah, beep beep. Yeah, it's Richard Ashke from Cabaret Voltaire. Not his first solo album. He had a few on mute in the 80s, but they're not that good. They really haven't aged well. This one is the first for Warp. He was doing more like dance stuff under the Sweet Exorcist guys. And this was like, yeah. This brings very special emotions. I remember the state of feeling I was in when I was listening to this when it came out. Like kind of like a isolationist feeling of remoteness. The alienation of technology, like basically anticipation of the internet. It already existed, and it's